ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for us to be able to share with you tonight our work in civic education in South Africa, to share with you some of the lessons we've learned from building the platform and the content, and a little bit about our plans for the future. This is our organization, Futurelect. Futurelect is a Pan-African, non-partisan democracy-building organization, and our purpose is to support young people in Africa who either want to run for elected office in democratic contexts or who want to serve as political appointees. But we also support the other side of the democratic value chain, and that is active citizens. Africa is a very young continent. The median age is 19. And so we are building tools to support young Africans' participation in the electoral process. We're going to be sharing a little bit about an online civic education platform and program that we built in South Africa ahead of the general elections in 2024, which took place on the 30th anniversary of South Africa's democracy. And this is the challenge that we faced in 2024. South Africa has just short of 28 million registered voters out of an eligible population of about 45 million. In the 2024 elections, only 39% of eligible voters, that's people over the age of 18 in South Africa, turned out and voted in the South African election. 54% of the registered population. But even with those low numbers, 39%, 16.2 million votes, the vast majority were people over the age of 35 years old. And there's a reason for that, right? South Africa's democracy only turned 30 in 2024. That means anybody in the country under the age of 35 has no material memory of the transition from apartheid to democracy. And so over the years, there has been a steady decline in voter participation, but the most attrition has taken place at the youth level. And of course, like the rest of the African continent, young people are the vast majority in South Africa. So we at Futurelect decided to join a group of other civil society organizations that partnered with the Independent Electoral Commission in South Africa to build content, learning opportunities, and information platforms that would enable young South Africans to participate in the process with knowledge and understanding of why the democracy that was fought for and won 30 years ago matters, and how they can be more active citizens, not just at the ballot, but in between elections. So this is the work that we did, working with a set of developers, expert lecturers, a peer review organization called Constitution Hill Trust. We built a custom platform which is available on all mobile networks and mobile app stores in South Africa, which contains very short 3-minute video lessons about 3 areas of South Africa's democracy. The first is how the democracy was born, how the transition took place, how the constitution was drafted, and how it is we came to have the electoral system that we have in the country today. The second is the voting process. Many young people in South Africa don't often know who they are even electing when it comes to voting time. And there's a reason for this. South Africa is one of the few countries in the world that has no formal civic education programming. Not in school, not at university level. People study Aristotle in Politics 101. They don't study how a bill becomes a law. So young South Africans are entering voting age without any understanding of the basic pillars of the democratic process or even who they vote for from one election to the next. The third pillar, of course, is voter participation. How do you hold your leaders accountable? How do you ensure that they deliver on their mandate? And if they fail, how do you either elect them out of office, vote them out of office, or hold them accountable for their outcomes during the course of their term in office? Shaunei.
Thank you, Lindiwe. So we built an app. We built a UX-first, mobile-friendly app with a web app interface, which means South Africans anywhere in their province can achieve or access the content on the app and the web app. This meant that we needed to have all of the content on the app. We have started with 100 course videos on the app. that were 3 to 5 minutes long, followed by the quizzes, which we used Bloom's Taxonomy's framework in order to put together. So we piloted the app in October 2023 in South Africa, and we ran it in collaboration with the IEC during the local government elections in South Africa in May 2024. What's next for us is we have our sights set on the local government elections, which will be announced later this year. To date, since launching in 2023, we've achieved 170,000 downloads on the mobile app. We've also reached 3 million South African youth online through social media, and the content is now available on all our platforms and social media platforms. During the pilot period, we had to pay really close attention to the users. We had to really understand how they consumed the content, how they used the app, and we had to move very quickly as they do themselves. We realized very quickly on, because we had launched with video content, they weren't always ready to sit in front of a screen and watch a video. They also were commuting to school or to their first job, and they needed to have us in their ears as well. So we launched on Spotify and other audio apps to make sure that they could have the content whenever and wherever they needed to. After this, we then started understanding their behavior a lot more, so things in the app started changing very quickly as well. For example, the sign-up. We wanted to really monitor and track user data, and the only way we could really do that at a granular level was if they signed in with a profile and gave us some of their basic information. Then we could tell you exactly who these users were. They were not so keen on that. So we removed that functionality and allowed the optionality of if they wanted to sign up and have better features, then the option was there. But we found very quickly that they wanted to be anonymous. So now we're gathering all of the data and we're grouping the data and the demographics by age groupings. Google Analytics allows us to tell a lot. We also use Vexo, as well as a few other tools on the background to make sure we know what our users like about the profile and the platform and what we can do to improve. So one of the areas we're looking to improve is to make it more youthful. We brought in a lot of presenters to the platform to film the videos. We're looking to now film the local government elections with young presenters, influencers, community actors, so that they can resonate a lot more with the content and the people presenting that content to them. It can be everyday people, anybody who has an interest in civic education and democracy. So we're looking to do that with our sights on local government elections.
One of the things that is a major principle of our work at Futurelect is we center the people that we want to provide support to. So in designing our leadership programs, we bring in young people to give us advice and insights into what it is they need in terms of support if they want to run for elected office. We did exactly the same with the civic education program. So thousands of young people were our testers. They iterated the app. They gave us insights into what was working and what was not. And it is through their insights that we're going to be able to iterate this app and the online platform content even further ahead of the local government elections in South Africa. What's next is, once we are confident about proof of concept, we want to take this program into the other regions where we operate. Currently, Futurelect runs leadership programs in East Africa, and we're expanding to West Africa out of Accra in Ghana in 2026. And we want to equally offer young people, these young people who are taking to the streets, making their voices heard in terms of protest. We want to arm them with the tools to be able to exercise their democratic rights, to protect their democratic structures and systems, and to elect the kind of leaders that they deserve to serve them now and into the future. Thank you very much.